Hello, everyone. Yesterday, I gave a talk on the meaning of Arya and Buddhajana, the noble one and the ordinary. Today, I got a question. Yeah. Is it possible that everyone can become a perfect being? If I have to say answer to this question, I would say yes, of course, it is possible that everybody can become a perfect being. Of course, if you want to become a doctor, you have to learn and you have to be trained by the the technical lessons by your expert teachers in university. If you want to be a historian or physician or mathematician or chemistry, you have to be trained by a very expert teachers in that subject. Of course, then you can be someone else that like a physician, a mathematician, or a chemistry or historian, so geologist, psychologist, everything, philosophers. Similarly, to become a perfect being, the question is it possible that everybody can become a perfect being? Yes, the answer is yes. But to be a perfect being, we have to follow the path discovered by the Buddha or instructed by the Buddha. That path includes the Eightfold Factors: right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right concentration, right mindfulness. So it includes eight factors. It is called the Noble Eightfold Path, known as Noble Eightfold Path. In Pali, it is called Arya Satya, Arya Magga Satya, and the path leading to the ultimate peace and happiness by following the Eightfold Factors. So it's easy. The theory is very easy. To be perfect being, you have to follow the instruction of the Buddha. The instruction of the Buddha. You have to follow the path, Eightfold Noble Path discovered by the Buddha, that he followed this way and he tries to bring it back, teach people again to follow, to achieve the same as he did before. And the Eightfold Noble Path, there's nothing to do with the belief. In Eightfold Noble Path, there's nothing to do with the belief system, nothing to do with the religious system, nothing to do with the religious prayer, nothing to do with the religious, you know, rites and rituals. It is just simply scientific method, and you have to learn it and put it into practice. For example, like the first one is right understanding. Right understanding. So, what is the meaning of right understanding? How do we define what right understanding is? Right understanding means that you have to direct your mind, your attention, your mindfulness, your awareness, your concentration to yourself, composed of the mental and physical phenomena. Yourself means nothing other than the composed of physical and mental phenomena. This is called yourself. When you try to understand by directing yourself to that kind of physical and mental phenomena that identifies who you are at the moment, when you try to understand the reality, the natural, the function of activity of the physical and mental phenomena, then you can understand, you can achieve right understanding. This is the first one. Right understanding doesn't mean to understand things outside, to observe things outside. Right understanding means to just try to understand what's going on inside yourself and direct your mind to yourself, direct your attention to yourself at the moment. So, for example, the Buddha instructs, of course, this is very famous as the meditation, of course, and you have to start paying attention to your own breathing. This is the path, directing yourself, directing your attention to yourself. If you do not pay attention to, if you do not train paying attention to your attention to yourself, you can imagine where's your mind? Your mind is going everywhere. Your mind is thinking different, so many things, necessary or unnecessary. But here in this right understanding, you have to direct your attention to yourself, beginning with the breathing. Of course, when you have to do something, you have to just do it. Do it, but mindfully. Do it mindfully, whatever you are doing at the moment. For example, when you are taking shower in the bathroom, in the shower, you have to just try to concentrate on, pay attention to what you're doing there at the moment in the bathroom. This is just I just took this meditation in my bathroom when I went to the shower this afternoon. Even a bathroom, when you are taking shower in the bathroom, that is the place where you can meditate because you are in the bathroom. You may be alone. You may be only one person. Then you can do it. You don't need to talk anyone else. You don't need to even engage in anything. You are alone in the when you are alone in the bathroom, then you have to just switch on your attention, just to pay attention to whatever you are doing, whatever your movement is. Otherwise, look, where's your mind? If you don't pay attention to what you're doing there in the bathroom, you are physically taking shower. Of course, physically you are there in the bathroom, but the mind is running out. Even you close tight, it is your mind is running out to going out to thinking different objects, and that disturb you a lot. You are not yourself at the moment. If you are not paying attention to you whatever you are doing, and even in the bathroom. This is the reason this meditation is very practical, very applicable. This is very applicable. You can apply it even in the bathroom. Why not? If you learn Mahasatipatthana Sutta, the four foundations of the mindfulness, the four foundations of mindfulness, that you have to learn everything in detail, even in the bathroom, even in the washing, even in taking shower, even in the toilet, even in eating, every activity that you are doing. Look how you are, how close this meditation technique is to our day-to-day life. What we have to do is you have to just manage, train our attention to be with ourselves. This is the most important key point of this meditation technique. This is the reason I boldly, bravely, courageously answer that everybody can become perfect. If you can do this, if you can train yourself this way. Look, when you're sitting on the chair, for example, when you have a leisure time, when you're at leisure time, you're free. If you don't pay attention to yourself, your mind probably thinking about something else, or maybe your friends or your colleagues, your business, or see is you're not at the present. You're not with yourself. If you know this technique, this meditation technique, I just want to tell you to remind you how this technique is close to our day-to-day life. You know, this is what I just want to share with you. How this meditation technique is close to our day-to-day life. Even if you're sitting on this chair at the table, when you have an leisure time, when you have nothing to do, instead of waiting or thinking or letting the mind go different directions, but switch on your attention, sitting down on your table or on a chair at the table, and switch on your attention and just pay attention to your own breath, or maybe your own thought, or maybe your own sensations, feeling at the moment. This is called meditation. This is the reason that Buddhist meditation, mindfulness based vipassana meditation, mindfulness based vipassana meditation is not too far away from our day to day life. It is very close to our day to day life. It is almost every day, every minute, every second with all of us. But what we have to do is we have to just switch on our attention. We have to learn this technique. We have to learn this technique and we have to develop right understanding by paying attention to whatever rises and passes within ourselves. This is called meditation. So everywhere you can do it, sitting down on a chair. And that meditation, when you're just paying attention to yourself, whatever movement is, running. If you pay attention to all the activities you're doing, then you will slowly develop right understanding gradually. Finally, when you can do this attentively, continuously, without restlessness, without agitation, then you can achieve the right understanding. When you achieve the right understanding, you become nothing, you become nobody, but you become a really the person who skillfully live at the present moment. How nice it is. Therefore, I can really sure that everybody can become a perfect being if they can do this way. Of course, it doesn't happen. It will not happen within a snap second. But you have to just take a training, practice. The practice makes perfect. Therefore, I just try to encourage everyone. I just try to encourage everyone. You don't need to be any person. You don't need to be religious, but you have to just put into practice. But you have to just switch on your attention. Look when we are not switching on attention. I always say that attention itself is like a light button. It is the button to press. If we just press on the attention, then the light all comes. If we do not press on the attention, and we are all dark, really dark. We don't know what to do. When you know how to switch on attention, learning by this technique, even if you are sitting down on the table, on the chair, when you are at leisure time, even in the office, in your company, in your, where you're working, if you have a really free and at leisure time, you just switch on attention. Just sit down and close your eyes softly and pay attention to your breath. In breath and out breath. You don't need to sit down cross-legged. You don't need to, you know, uh, sit down very formally. You can just sit down informal and comfortable and relaxed. Sit down on the chair as I do now. Think I am free now at my leisure time. You should do the same thing at your desk on the chair. Switch on the attention and just pay attention to whatever you are thinking, whatever you are feeling, or if it is not there to find, pay attention to in breath and out breath, the rhythm of in breath and out breath. Do it this way. This is called meditation, and that can make us, I'm sure, that can make us perfect being if we can do it every second, every moment. whenever we are free from our job or activity or work. When you can direct your mind to yourself, beginning with the breathing or feeling, thoughts or opinions and ideas. This is called meditation, and this can make you a perfect being. And this can make you live very at the present moment. Then we are with ourselves. Just pay attention to rhythm of breath, in breath, out breath, in breath and out breath. If the mind is running, doesn't matter. Don't worry. Just pay attention to the running mind. If the mind is restless, don't worry. Just pay attention to the restless mind. If your mind is dissatisfied, don't worry, but just pay attention to the dissatisfied. All of these things, mental states, are impermanent. Just rises and passes away. Just rises and passes away in its nature. Whenever you see that every mental state, whenever you see, as soon as you see that every mental state rises and passes away, it is called vipassana meditation. But you have to base on mindfulness. This is the reason I always try to identify, highlight the technique that I'm teaching is mindfulness based vipassana meditation. That I'm teaching is mindfulness based vipassana meditation. Without that mindfulness, vipassana is impossible. Also, this vipassana needs mindfulness. Mindfulness alone cannot lead you to the final, ultimate, perfect understanding. But you need a vipassana. So you can do it. Immediately your mind becomes peaceful. Immediately your mind becomes tranquil. Immediately you feel you are at peace and happiness. And immediately you are feeling living at the moment. This is the most important part of the Buddha's teaching. This is what the Buddha wanted to give us and what the Buddha wanted to share with us. The Buddha has no idea to share with you religious rite and rituals, religious prayer. But he wants to share with us this message, how to do practically. And look, this meditation technique, mindfulness based vipassana meditation technique, how this meditation technique is close to our day to day life. Look, you can learn it. This is the reason in these days there's so many well educated people, so many successful people want to take this practice of meditation because they know how it affects, how it brings benefits to their life. I know this too. I'm staying in the forest alone now. Look, you can imagine 24 hours if you have no this technique. If you don't practice, what can I do in the forest? And I would be like a bird flying and singing and playing. But this meditation technique is like the injection for me, like a tonic for me. It is like the pill that try to strengthen my spiritual quality. Whenever I'm a forest and I have to be with myself when I practice this mindfulness-based vipassana meditation. And when you do this, first you will develop right understanding. When you develop right understanding, you see, you can imagine which kind of person you are if you are rightly understanding yourself. Right understanding means you have to direct your mind, your attention to yourself, not to other people. But most of us, usually live with different things. We are not with ourselves. We are always live with some other things, and in animate and inanimate. This is the nature of human mind. But why do we, you know, unnecessarily be busy? Why should we be unnecessarily busy? If we do not know this technique, we will be unnecessarily busy for most of the time. And this is the reason I just try to remind you, encourage you to take this mindfulness based vipassana meditation technique. And this is the reason I'm just using the technology, internet, YouTube, to give a live talk to share with all of you who are just watching to learn or to put into practice. This is my really goodwill to share with all of you. This is just I try to explain you how is it possible concerning the question, is it possible that everyone can become a perfect one? My answer is yes, but you have to just follow this Eightfold Noble Path. Today I try to explain you only one factor of Eightfold Noble Path. That one factor is right understanding. Tomorrow or maybe the day after tomorrow, if I have time, I will try to explain you right thought. What is right thought? I will try to explain you in detail to understand basically what Buddhist meditation exactly means. I hope you enjoy it. May all of you be happy and successful in any field you are working. Thank you for watching this.